Okay. Hello. Sorry, I was kind of chit-chatting on the side there. Well, as you can see, my little co-host, she's sleeping. Yes, I am late. Sorry, Ben. So, since I have a sleepy co-host, I have a live co-host who's wide awake and bushy-tailed.
Live and wide awake might be an exaggeration. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Babysitting Noah will do that to you.
So he made it home from his shopping trip, didn't get lost in Manchester.
Nope.
Once I go through Kat's spam, because she's always so sweet and fills things up. And I realized last week, see, this is what happens when you don't do things regularly. I completely forgot to thank everyone who's here during the time, because time zones, life, everything. I know it's hard to get here when we're live.
The world's on fire.
Yeah, the world's on fire, so we forget things. And thank you to Team Rewatch, always much appreciated. And yes, I'm joined by Ven because, well, Tiki is a napping, so is Panther. They're all crashed out. It's cold and rainy here.
Same here, to be fair. It was dry while I was out today, but it started raining again now.
Well, there you go. Yeah, but
it's nearly November.
And so, you're in Britain. It's supposed to rain.
As long as it's dry on Sunday, because Sunday's next week's Guy Fawkes night, but the big display where I am is on Sunday because weekend.
Oh.
And last time when it rained really heavily, I had to rescue Noah from the mud because it was that bad. And also he can't see in the dark, despite the great big roaring fire celebrating terrorism, because that's what Guy Fawkes night is.
Yeah.
Depending on which way you want to look at it. Yeah. So I'm hoping it'll be dry for the fireworks display, and I should be recording some of it as well. So.
Ooh, well, hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed I'm hoping the weather changes for the little trick-or-treaters, because, I mean, we don't get any where I live, and here in a lot of the areas of the city, they don't have trick-or-treaters. They have parties, and parents just take all their kids to parties and things like that rather than the door-to-door anymore.
We don't really have that as much here. We do have trick-or-treaters. That's been a thing since I was a kid. But even then, there's like an etiquette to it now where if you leave your downstairs lights off, they don't knock on. Or if you don't put decorations in the window, they just don't knock on the door.
Yep.
Which is fine by me because I just wouldn't answer the door anyway because the sweets are mine.
And share with your kids.
No. I bought a big jar of celebrations yesterday. They've all gone now. I think I've ate most of them.
Now, okay, and you mentioned celebrations and chocolate, yeah?
Yes.
See, we used to get Quality Street. It's one thing I will say for my stepmother. We always had Quality Street around Christmas, the large tin.
That was the other one that was looking to get, but there's so much less in them now. So, and I think they've just changed the flavors. Also, hello, Jenny and Aaron, who have appeared.
Yes, we'll have to. Hello. All right, so we'll have to catch up on Little Miss Spammer and see who is joining us for book chat.
It is literally mainly noise, to be fair, from Kat.
Let's get spammy. Well, see, and she gets upset when I don't read it, and she got away with a lot because that was at 12 o'clock. As soon as she must have got, always with the nut. Hey, wait, no, nuts, but I don't see the ball. She's got a tennis racket and a little ghosty. Boo, meow, meow.
At some point, she's going to do a load of emojis and it's going to form a song and you're not going to realize as you're reading it out loud and it'll be lyrics.
She'll be working on that from now on, Ven. You know she's going to end up listening.
Yep.
And There's Leslie's. That's why I put Tiki up, because I know she was hoping to see Tiki. She still hasn't been caught. Nope, that was 2:00. Hey, Leslie. Is Tiki joining us this time? Gonna be chaos, weird naps, head off somewhere off screen. She didn't even come in the room as I was setting it up. Little pumpkin, another ghost. Is it nap time yet? See, we're almost. Books ghostly. Uh-oh, romance. Help. Got her. 2:00. And that is karma. Hopefully not too much romance.
I hate romance with a passion right now.
Saying hi to Leslie, and Tiki did say hello and thank you. Passed out. Mean Dragon Mama. I got romancy before I got spammy. Aw. Hope it's not too romancy. It's good. Haven't gone all shanky, even though one did practically beg for it.
I mean,
uh-oh, doggy. Yep, better live. It's always nap time. See, but you're like me. You said yesterday you don't feel refreshed after them.
I had a nap yesterday because I felt slightly off for some reason. And I should have just gone and headbutted a wall and jumped in the canal. I'd have felt better for it, to be fair. It's horrible.
Well, it works for some people, but it does not work for me. Hey, Jenny.
Those people are faulty.
The last time we all chatted. Hey, Aaron. Aaron, I am behind on videos. I need to watch your banned book tag. Thank you for tagging me. I did record mine, and Jenny saying hi to Aaron. I recorded mine yesterday, and I shouldn't have. I spent 15 minutes looking for a book that I wanted to talk about in it. Couldn't find it. I went through my cubes 4 or 5 times. I went through all the books in my living room. I don't know how many times. I came back and went through the cubes. I finally just said, forget it. I'm just going to sit, record, and I'll add the author's name and title in the video. And I was answering the questions, and I was getting more and more agitated because these people keep ki-ying about let's get rid of the books that they haven't read so they don't know what they're talking about. But heaven forbid if you try and step on their rights to voice an opinion, but they can step on everybody else's rights to be able to read things. Like,
yeah, I mean, Aaron's just put, it took him 3 attempts. It took me a while to get mine so that my rant was condensed. Because we're beginning to see bits of it here in the UK a little bit as well now.
You've had it for a bit. In 2024, when I was looking into it, some of the articles that I saw, I was like, am I really reading about Britain? I mean, United Kingdom, pardon me.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is it's a bit harder to tell in Britain a little bit because there's a lack of transparency, number one. And the library system is horrifically underfunded and has been systematically done so for about 20 years, if not longer. So there's a few issues there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my screen, but if I fade, it's...
Well, the tech gremlins are here.
Yeah, they're after me. But yeah, and Aaron, I can definitely appreciate 3 attempts to record. I'll be on attempt number 2. I have my notes. I found my book this morning.
Hey.
Right where I looked at it 4 times yesterday. I knew the color of the book, and actually it's somewhere handy. Oh, here it is. How Woke One. It's by Joanne Williams. And I found out about this because of doing the banned book thing with MJ and the group last year, the 24 and 2024. And it was interesting because here in Canada, Freedom to Read Week is in February. Now, no one I've worked with in the board ever remembered hearing about banned books or Freedom to Read Week, which you would kind of think English teachers would be up with.
You think so?
You would. And it wasn't just me because I asked several people, did we ever? Nope, not in high school, not in elementary. So then I was looking into articles because some of the videos that I made about banned books, I thought, well, I'll start with Canada, look at the US, UK. And so it was a 3-part video that I did about the issue. And I was looking at some of the news articles from here. And in February, the library was so proud. They were having these speakers and sharing their stories and reading their work. And it was important. And then a month later, they banned that they would not allow this woman to speak at the library, saying it went against some of their policies. They were concerned about if there would be some violence. So she was not allowed to speak at their central branch. And at first, I'm like, because it said she was there. I can't remember now if she's British. I knew she traveled here from somewhere to speak to a group. And they ended up at one of the swankier hotels. So, she wasn't too hard done by for a location. They actually got a better location than going to the central branch. But then I went to find the book because I thought, well, okay, I'm curious. What is your issue? Well, the book isn't available through the public library. I had to order my own copy to read it to find out about this author. And that really agitated me because I'm like, should you not be presenting all views equally? And then when I went to look this morning to see because I had a discussion with the librarian about the issue, and of course you get the politically correct, talk to the higher chain of command. And then I looked this morning to see perchance, is this book on the shelves yet? No, it is not. But you know what did come up when I typed in that title for a search? Ron DeSantis from Farking, Florida. Mr. Alligator Alley is on the shelves in my public library.
Although I will say, I believe that what's the other nut job in the White House? The one underneath.
Jesus, you're going to have to narrow it down.
The deputy president, Vance.
Oh, Vance.
J.D. Vance. His book is banned or challenged, I should say, in some states. Which I find just highly amuses me. As he says, this is not an issue, but his actual book is challenged in, I think it's Texas. I would need to check, but it is challenged because I thought this can't be true. And I went to check and it's like, oh, it is. I'm not quite sure why. But things like that amuse me a little bit. I mean, the one that got me about a year ago, so they do like your library associations in the US anyway, quite often have these sort of big events like these author events and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And so Chuck Tingle,
like Comic-Con for books.
Yeah, and the Texas Library Association was meant to have a number of big authors. This is in 2024. Including Chuck Tingle present. Now, Chuck Tingle, who is known for his horror books and his erotica books.
Yeah, you've done a few of his reviews, yes?
Yeah, I really, really like his work as a rule of thumb, but no, I've seen them. I may occasionally get distracted by child.
As it should be with human children.
Yeah, and the thing is, his whole persona, because Chuck Tingle's a pen name, so his actual identity is a relatively closely guarded secret, and is the cause of, the current favourite of who it is Chris Pine. Whether it is or not, I don't know. But hey, William.
Hey, William.
But they withdrew his invitation to speak because obviously his character wears white suit, tie, and a pink, basically a bag on his head with sunglasses on, because he has autism. So it's part of his ability to manage his social anxiety is to cover that. So he was re-invited back after a public backlash, which he refused. But part of it was because of that, and also some people on the board did not like the fact that he wrote gay erotica, basically, is what it was about. And it saw a bit of a backlash with a number of other authors pulling out of the event. TJ Klune is the big one that sticks in my head.
Pulled out because Tingle was going to be there?
No, because he was rescinded.
Okay, so in support of Tingle, they were pulling
there was
out.
Quite a few that pulled out as a result, that refused to attend it, because it's like, no. And then they invited him back and he turned around and went, no, absolutely not. It's clearly not a safe space for me.
Well, and that's it.
Fair enough. I've said it a million times. There's an argument for age gating books. There's very little argument to ban books from a public library, at any rate. That there might be the odd exception there. I know Aaron mentioned one in his video, the Arsonist's cookbook. But other than that,
Leslie's popped in, so hold that thought. Here, Leslie, is what happened to Tiki. She decided to have a nap. You just can't trust these little fur balls.
She didn't. I am really Tiki. What it is Elena taps me with the shaver. I've not got my cat ears near me, otherwise I'd put them on. But
yeah, I was going to say, is Bruce going to make an appearance?
No, Bruce has been banished to the outside world for annoying me. So.
Oh, no.
He was trying to eat my takeaway, and that is unforgivable.
Well, let's catch up. And yeah, so with the banned books, and I will do it, I think, next week when I've calmed down, I have my notes, because there are certain points I want to make, and it's an important discussion to have and continue having. And to be, before I totally travel off there, as far as having Captain Alligator on the shelves, I mean, to me, if people want to read it, then make it available. That's what the public library is supposed to be about, but make all sides available, not just what you personally want to promote. And as far as school libraries, I mean, again, you have people overseeing the purchases and what should be available and appropriate for students. But on the other hand, you have these people called parents who should also be monitoring what their kids are reading and talking to their kids about what they're reading.
Well, the problem that I think there's not many parents that read anymore, first off, or not as many as there used to be at any rate. But also that because books are so unregulated compared to other media, which they are, and it's because there's so many of them. And there's no way that you actually could regulate the book market realistically because of how many, without actually stopping some of the smaller, more talented voices that don't get recognized getting the books out right, is because teen as a section has sort of disappeared and died, and now it's all conflated into YA.
You were saying that with the age range, which is crazy.
I double checked it today while I was in Manchester. And I was looking. Now, it's a bit harder to tell because the bookshops just had a bit of a revamp and they've not actually put the section markers over the books yet, which did not make this easy. They put them over romance, though, because of course they did.
Of course.
But when I was looking through, teen and YA are still together as one big section, mixed in. I've just called YA. And the thing is, that's running from 12 to 21. And there's a massive difference between what a 16 plus like my daughter would now read.
Yeah.
And what I would be happy with her reading before. And some of the books that fall in there, not teen reads.
Yeah.
To be honest. And I think that doesn't help.
Well,
so, and also schools don't
Leslie
talk about
must have known you were here. No, she doesn't want to see your tiki butt, goofball. And before we, so you must have heard your name, kid. Now, I don't know what idea you gave Jenny.
Oh, it'll be the emojis forming a song.
Okay, because that was just before Aaron's comment about the video. Oh, Tiki, look, now we're like all weirdo white. Is that hi, cutie? Hello. All right. Enjoy watching a good. Well, it was 42 minutes, even at double speed. It was way too long, and I wasn't going to edit it, so I've deleted it. Underfunded, and I mean, that's part of the issue here. Bye. Here as well is it's underfunding. Books are disappearing. I mean, it's a big mess. And to be honest, it's why I don't unhaul books, because you can't guarantee anymore that books years ago that you could have gone back and gotten out again 3, 4, 5 years later, you can't guarantee they're going to be there anymore.
No. Well, the other thing
some of the
as
authors are gone.
Yeah. Well, the other thing as well is underfunding in its own way leads to censorship anyway. Because the idea of a library, they want people to come in and borrow the book so they can go, look, all these people are coming in. So which books are you going to pick? You're going to pick the popular ones. So there's obviously exceptions to that. They'll pick things outside that area. But if you don't fund a library system properly, then it becomes self-censorship by nature anyway, like anything does, because you want to get the most bang for your book. So that, if you only have 10 people coming in, they're going to shut the library down, so you want the books to fetch the people in. And that narrows the region even more. And school libraries, not all schools have libraries anymore here in the UK.
So far, we still do, terrific. But the hours the library is open have decreased to insane amounts. The librarians, because they are classroom teachers, more and more the libraries are being closed and those people are being pulled into classrooms, which is ridiculous. Because for English classes, part of the English class should be going to a library and learning how to use it and do research. But because so much of this is done now on like technology, their phones, Chromebooks,
you don't need to
whatever.
do research. You've got ChatGPT to do that for you. It's never wrong.
Yeah, right. All right, as we carry on, Chuckles. So, Jenny, I did that. So this must be looking for the book. Did that with her Kindle, spent 30 to 45 minutes looking, gave up, found it under her pillow, which she checked twice.
The amount of times I lose my phone and I'm looking for my phone while I'm sending someone a voice note is ridiculous. Like this. I know I've gone past 40 now. I'm now on the downward fall down the hill. But
hey, I'm 61. There's no hill. Smart ass.
There is in the UK.
Given the head of English old secondary told us a lesson on poetry. Didn't see the point of teaching poetry.
I hate
and that's poetry. An English teacher. Oh my God. That's bad. But it does boggle my brain. And I live in the part of Ontario where we have the biggest freaking school board in the whole province. So that's like a lot of schools. Yeah. Now, whether the other boards have it or not, I don't know. But I know here in what's called Thames Valley, I was never at a school where we ever talked about banned books or freedom to read.
No.
Which is ludicrous.
No, I don't think my kids have come up, to be fair. But the encouragement on reading in schools is not what it was, shall we say.
So. Well, see, and it's hard to believe June was 10 years since I left schools. But in English classes, we always had the first 10, 15 minutes were silent reading, partly because, especially in high school, people
So
lollygag in late. So rather than start the lesson, everyone was quietly reading, and then by the time the lesson started, they should all have been in their
interestingly,
seats.
when I was at school, we didn't do that. But what they did do, you'd have reading periods in English lessons, just not
Yeah.
in every one. But you used to have a registration period every day at morning and afternoon as a form rather than a class. And some of that time was reading time. Take the register, right? You do that or you do your homework, whichever. So,
Yeah. Jenny saying hi to Mini Me. William saying hello. Hey, William. William, let us know in the chat when you're on Dave and Gareth's. I think that's in 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I don't think it's tonight, but let us know when you're in.
also,
Tiki,
hi,
what
Leslie. I didn't say hi to you before.
Uh-oh. Tiki got a shave and
and
opposable
Nicole as
thumbs.
well, who I think has come in and
Yep,
gone
we're
again.
coming up to Nicole. Tiki got a little tipsy.
I wish I was tipsy, I tell you.
Well, it's not catnip Saturday, but that might be their treat on Saturday. At work, dropping by. Thanks so much, Nicole. Much appreciated. Take the same view. Public libraries thoroughly dislike books, firmly believe, oh, David Irving's book should be available. And I mean, that's it. And that was part of my point with the videos as well, is the book itself, because I vote no, books should not be banned. The book is no more the issue than a weapon in someone's hand.
Oh,
It
yeah.
depends on what the individual chooses to do with it.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't mean, and the point that I don't even need to do the video. I'm just talking about it here, but I'll put it together in a tag video. The other point I was making is the Bible is on the banned book list, number 55.
My favorite book of fairy stories, that one.
Well, to me, it's research. It comes up, it's a research tool. Yeah. It comes up in so much of the works, whether it's Sitchin, Hancock, Alford, I could go on and on, the Da Vinci Spiral, because people only give you a small portion of a quote. They don't give you the entire section, and context matters. So I want to be able to go and read where the quote is to make that connection. But if the Bible is banned, that would be a tool that is forever gone.
Yeah.
And trust me, I am well aware of the bloodbath that follows that book. But again, that is humans, not the book. And if it gets permanently banned, I get there would be people going, woohoo, isn't this great? Because they're not smart enough to think that once you open that door and walk through it, how long will it be before someone comes to get rid of their special books?
Yep, slippery slope.
Exactly.
Always a slippery slope. And it's a lot harder to push that boulder back up the hill once it's fallen down.
Right? So. And that, that's the thing. And people don't stop to think about that, right? They're myopic instead of hawk vision ripple effects. But okay, saying hi, bye, Nicole. So true. Thanks for supporting my book hoarding endeavors. Always. Hey, Sue.
Hey,
Nice
Sue,
to
see
you. And yes, Carmela is definitely coming up in the vampire series. I have it all mapped out. Now I just have to get the reading done and start recording. Hey, Sue. No matter how small the niche, existing libraries should be protected. Exactly. The classics, other books, 100%. Hello, welcome.
So this is Mark. Mark is the author of Spectral Solutions, and he very kindly sent me this, Umbra
lovely.
Which is kind of a, not draw your own comic book, that's not quite right, but it has comic panels in it for you to draw out the story. that he's done. So
cool.
this is his sci-fi one, which he's kindly sent me. I believe he's got a fancy one that I think he's just finished doing the proof works of, if I remember
Well,
correctly,
that's
called
awesome.
Cavallan. Yeah, great guy. Really love
Sweet.
Spectrals as well. So hello, Mark. Hope you're doing all right, buddy.
Hi, Mark. Nice to meet you and welcome. Hey, Noah.
He's awake. I thought you were streaming.
No,
Yes, Noah.
hello. Oh, that means we can do what we were talking about with Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
When we talk about reads.
Oh, I've actually got my. Oh,
Okay.
I did have my reads up. I've not got them up anymore.
That's okay. Well, we're just chit-chatting books, and I mean, you know me anyhow. We go all over the place. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
William, November the 14th. I believe that is. I've got my calendar beside me. Okay, that's a Friday. Are you on Friday with Dave and Gareth William? Maybe they had to change for scheduling and times. Noah's saying hi to everybody. Jenny, something is rough. Oh no, what's up? Oh, hi, Katie.
Hello, Katie, as well again.
Oh, friend's 30th birthday and day drinking. Why'd I drink vodka?
Vodka is just paint thinner.
To your friend. How much have you had? Saying hi to Katie. She says hi back. Only 2 shots. Other drinks are fine. Vodka just doesn't agree with me. Ooh, got messy when I got home. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
well, good thing you're home.
I won't touch vodka anymore.
You mix it with Kool-Aid and it's just like Kool-Aid, and then you try and stand up.
No, you just drink it. Like, what's the point of a spirit if you dilute it? Like, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Because then you don't taste it. But that was back in my college days.
I mean, you can't taste it anyway.
You've turned into a human boy.
I'm a real boy.
Some Christians on the internet entertain book burnings. It wouldn't surprise me. Told them I'd never let them near my bookshelf. I wouldn't even tell them what country I live in.
God, my bookshelf would be a heretic's nightmare.
Jenny, blame peer pressure. Rum and whiskey. Good
I do like rum.
heavens.
I'm not a whiskey fan. I prefer brandy to whiskey, though.
Ugh. No, when I drank
Sambuca, just on that side point marks, but Sambuca, yeah.
Liqueurs are where it's at. Cream de cacao.
But then again,
brown cows, because you're getting your vitamin D.
No, well, you have had Sambuca. You've had Sambuca at mine for D&D night. It was the aniseedy sort of drink.
They decided to chill, so they're not streaming. Oh, there you go. Fantasy one in the post.
Thank you so much.
Hey, shout outs are what we do here, Mark. It's a lovely community. People say hello, welcoming, shout out channels, such. Talking in Aaron's chat about them the other day. Okay, what's that about?
Talking about Mark's booking. Aaron's done his first couple of reading sprints in the last week. So the one a couple of days ago, we were actually talking a little bit about Mark's books, because I think he might already... he mentioned that he's got Cavallan coming out to him.
So nice.
So yeah, because we're talking a bit about Spectral Solutions in that. So,
and congrats on the sprints, Aaron. Yeah, I've seen quite a few people have been getting back into them, and then there's Dice-a-thon and NetGalley starting in November. A lot of people doing sprints, which is great.
A lot of people will be doing Read What Your Own Challenge again, which means they're not going to be going out and buying books. So the best way to not buy things is to find a way to keep you at a computer screen and distracted. So,
yeah, see, I don't do that challenge because I understand the purpose of it, to focus on what you haven't read. I always find it hard this year more than any, when people are already struggling to stay open. That's a lot of people not going to shops.
Yeah.
You know, it just, again, ripple effects of, I get the point. There's just so many other sides to a thing. Maybe on Saturday times. Okay, so that's about the live stream.
No.
Very nice. Hope you like it, Ven. Rum's way. Ugh. Yikes. Noah's agreeing. Sambuca and lemonade. Now, isn't Sambuca the one that tastes like black licorice?
A little bit, yeah. You've got that, and you've got Ouzo, which is quite similar. Which I actually prefer Ouzo, to be honest, but it can be quite expensive unless you get the proper stuff. The proper stuff is very nice.
Oh,
but I don't drink very much anymore, which is, I can say this safely now because Noah can't contradict me this time. Because last time we did D&D, I just drank water.
Yeah, that's what you said.
So
there you go. See, for me, it's been, I mean, I still have my glass of wine with dinner, my liquid iron. But other than that, it's been eons because I'm not a full abstainer, which is why I'm not total AA. But it doesn't mean everyone could do that. I mean, I have to be mindful. If I have more than one, anyone who pisses me off should just run. I'm not violent, but I have no filter when I'm sober, and it gets worse when I mix this.
I was going to say, you have a filter?
Well, not a good one. Not a good one, I'm afraid, and it gets way worse when it's mixed with beverages. Vodka's a cleaning. Oh, there you go. That Russians 20-something women have convinced the world is fit for consumption.
I'll be honest. That explains why I refer to it as floor cleaner. when I was 18, that was what I drank constantly.
Oh,
I can't drink it anymore. It just, oh, no.
Well, see, to give you an idea of how much I drank when I drank, and like I say, my favorite was liqueurs. I'd have beer now and again, but I preferred the liqueurs. And so screwdrivers, that type of thing, brown cows. When I quit drinking, I lost 20 pounds in a month. In a month. Milk and Kahlua.
Oh, and okay.
Here's the funny thing, because like I say, I may have the odd brown cow now sitting out back enjoying the birds. Well, it's been over a year and some since I've done it. But while everyone else was busy figuring out sourdough and making bread at the start of COVID, I made my own Kahlua.
Really?
I'm like, I'm not making bread, but there's got to be a Kahlua recipe. And it was okay. I mean, it took me ages to finish it because, you know, you only put a little bit with mostly milk in there and don't drink it every day. But yeah, I made my own Kahlua. So Noah remembers his Sambuca.
He does now, yeah.
Hello. Awesome. Have you reviewed his book and I've missed it?
I've reviewed Spectral Solutions. I've covered Slammers and Elemental. I can't see it on my shelf, which makes me think I've lent it to Noah. I've covered one in my wrap-ups, and then I have reviews on Goodreads. I haven't reviewed Umbrafell yet, partially because I can't draw. So I'm relying on my children to use it a little bit and get their opinion, because I have the drawing ability of cheese. I haven't let you Elemental. Where have I put it then? Now there's a question. It'll be somewhere in the house. Oh no, my child has got it. He hasn't brought it back yet. You finished it. What did you think of it? Good book. There we go. My 11-year-old really, really liked Elemental, and he's looking forward to reading the third book, which I have on my shelf for when he returns the second one to me.
Nice. So, now, Aaron, I'm guessing, is thanking you for mentioning the sprint. Kevin, now you need a plaque on your shelf that says Heretic's Nightmare. Aw, Panda.
Oh, God.
Two
pandas. Can catapult them now? Yeah. There we go.
No. Oh, no.
There we go.
Vodka's for schmecks on the beach. I mean, the drink.
That's Anakin's least
Certainly,
favorite
Kat.
cocktail.
Enjoyed the first book of Spec Solutions.
Yep.
Hey, Katie. Hello again, Ben. Hope you had fun babysitting.
I'm exhausted after. I'm not sure who was worse, to be fair. Noah or Kaylin. Kaylin's saying it was him.
Heretic Stream Loudmouth, do as I say, not as I do. Nightmare. Katie's entered the chat. Friday for sure if you're in the Americas. So that would explain. That's when William will be appearing on Is This Thing On with Gareth, Dave, and Olive. Because yes, that time zones and such things. I know when I had Mark on from New Zealand, I wanted to know the election results because it was Tuesday for him. Yeah. And people were still voting on Monday here in Canada. It's like, come on, tell us. Yes. Jaeger. Tastes like vodka.
I can't have Jaeger. Jaeger actually makes me ill. That's one that I can't drink.
There you go. Oh, look, you were a good boy.
Yeah, apparently. Very patient.
Loves licorice. Yeah, see, I like red licorice. Oh, but if we're talking about favorite beverages, but you don't drink a ton of it ever, and this I learned in the United Kingdom when I was there at 16 and hung out with my uncle, and it was Christmas time, so booze everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Cointreau.
Yes, I've got that downstairs. I've got that in my cupboard downstairs. Bailey's as well, although I like to cook with Bailey's. I like to make Bailey's cheesecakes, which I'm being harassed for again by people at work.
Now, see, Bailey's is nice, and you can make a nice... Well, it isn't really a brown cow with Bailey's, but I mix Bailey's or Panama Jack's as the less expensive version here. And again, a little bit of alcohol, lots of milk. So you're getting more... You're getting more vitamin D than alcohol.
I'll be honest, Christmas time, Bailey's replaces milk in my coffee before work because otherwise I will kill people. So,
well, at least it's a nice smooth.
Yes, smoother. It's like it takes the edge off.
There you go. So, video or it didn't happen. Most alcohol looks like what if you don't mix it?
I mean, also, just to refer to something, Noah managed to fall over, not stairs, just the floor that was flat. He also got harassed by a man with CDs going into the Arndale Centre, of which, naturally being the gallant soul that I am, I walked off with the kids and left Noah and Katie to deal with him.
You did not leave. You put us in the thing.
So, Kat, filter, that's only at work and it barely survives that. Chug no problem. Shot of vodka and she's done. Oh, what was one? And see, I'm feeling my head because I actually have a minor dent. Tequila.
Oh, tequila I like.
And yeah, the dent is from tequila.
Yeah, no, tequila sunrise. Tequila sunrise is my summertime drink.
Oh, no, we were just drinking straight tequila, salt, lemons, and I fell asleep on a garbage can. See, this is why I do not imbibe anymore.
No, the works do a couple of months back. I realized I drank too much before I even went, and there wasn't enough food to soak it up. So I realized I was going to fall asleep, so I left early, which is a good job because everything kicked off about 4 minutes after I got in the Uber home. Oh. So I didn't have to deal with any of it. It was great.
See, I drink only on special occasions. Getting drunk alone is not fun. Agreed. But if me inebriated is somewhere, it's not fun for the other people. 2020.
Oh, 2020. I miss 2020. That was the drink of my youth as well. Tiny little bottles. They just look like pop, and then you just woke up in a park. Happy days.
Oh, no. Someone else who likes Jaeger. Usually stick to Guinness, Newcastle Brown, or cider. Now, your cider over there usually has alcohol, correct?
All our cider, well, no, unless it's specifically alcohol free, which nobody drinks because we're all alcoholics in the UK anyway. But also cider over here is apple, pear, fruit. There's a lot. Toffee apple cider is amazing. Just on a side point, and perfect for this time of year.
Alcoholic.
It's about 5% ish.
See, I love apple cider minus the alcohol, and I actually get either apple cider or cranberry juice to flavor my water. So instead of just having a plain big glass of water, I just put in a little bit of juice or apple cider to flavor it, but not alcoholic.
They actually sell cider on tap at pubs here. The alcoholic cider is actually on the pulleys because it's that popular now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I've noticed the garden center I go to, they also have like strawberries, raspberries in season, and a lot of other like novelty type items. But they make their own jam now. They've got mead and all these alcohol ciders. Like they've really broadened out to the different things. No idea what a brown cow is. No, you don't pet it. You drink it, cat. It's Kahlua and milk.
Also, side part, I found, don't know why I decided this was a good idea. Advent calendars. I came across a Highland Cow or Highland Cow advent calendar yesterday. I was just wandering through.
Noah, no, it's not a Highland cow. It's alcohol and milk. Partial to sweet. Actually sweet, not a hint of it. Don't get drunk. Tolerance is too high, given Scottish. I don't actually drink that often. And somehow we've completely gone off books to alcohol.
This is the reset after dealing with censorship. That's what this is.
Yeah, we've gone from banned books to look, now we're into alcohol. See what these people do to us? Oh, he claims you have not lent him.
No, it's my child that has elemental. I forgot that he had it in his. He's been taking it to school with him. So
chaos in many forms. I'm thinking the Scottish has to do with the alcohol tolerance.
It will be.
That too, Aaron. Squishy. Uh-oh. Hey, kiddo. Bye, kiddo. I was good. Oh, only tripped 3 times. Up some stairs. Takes talent. Nope, just the normal floor. Would have been more if I wasn't holding your arm.
Yeah.
Kept pushing. Oh, now he's blaming Katie. Whoa, one was near a train. That's not good. Almost went on the tracks.
I saw no evidence of Noah being pushed at any point other than by my child.
Oh, he's saying Katie kept a hold of his hood, though. Bye. Thanks for popping in.
Hope for the rest of your shift's all right, Kat.
Not meant to tell how you survive Christmas in retail. Secrets for a reason.
I don't think I'm going to be in work that much over Christmas, to be honest.
Told Noah may be forgiven by God for his mistakes. CD. Oh, told him. And Katie was dating someone. Might forgive me. Isn't that just apple juice? See? Thank you, Mark. Spicy apple juice. Yes, you could talk about the book you're reading right now, William. Let us know in the chat what it is. Now, since Noah's here and I'm books behind you.
You are.
I am. So, because this will be too fun, but it's not near as much fun, but I can hear him scream in my mind. So, The Great Hunt is the last book that I've read.
So this is my
know
copy.
that I finished it. Are you ready, Noah? Because I have my notes in the front so I can keep track of the point of view. I need to start Dragon Reborn. I've been meaning to do this for months. and I know I have not read it yet because it's still just dog-eared, and I don't have anything on my table of contents page or any of my pretty sticky notes or tabs. Are you screaming yet, Noah? Yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
yeah, he is.
My day's complete. My
I've
work here is done. Life's over.
see. I've realised, Mike, because I'm up to book 5, and I was talking to Elaine before. I've realised that at some point, some of my books must have got water damaged. God knows how. So I was looking at my book 5, and it looks water damaged. So I might have to replace it. It's not unreadable, to be fair. Also, I might just get the audio, to be fair, because I've gone audio
You're
so far
enjoying
anyway.
those. See,
I am,
I
but
look at an audio that
doesn't-
says 40 hours, and I'm like, that's a freaking
It's-
work week.
it is, but that's fine because I can listen to it when I should be doing work.
Well, there's
But
I
other
miss
thing,
so much.
yeah, the other thing though is Rosamund Pike's narration stops at book 4, so it'll be switching back to the original narrators, who are not bad.
Yeah.
Rosamund Pike does a much better job for me personally. Is my preferred reading. So,
Well, it would be cool, especially for the parts with
Moraine works really well.
Yeah, Morena, because that was her role. Okay, so William is reading Artificial Wisdom by Thomas Weaver, an AI politician. Whoa.
I mean, can they be less corrupt than the real politicians? Which I think is a fair question.
Be interesting.
How do you bribe an AI? There must be something.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
something they've done
power. Another AI, like Frankenstein, build him a lady politician.
So this week they've actually done. Channel 4 in the UK did a thing where they did a news story talking about AI coming for creative jobs. The news presenter was AI. That was the proof of the. They didn't tell people at the start of it, and you know what? Spookily done. The voiceover was very, very good, and you had to really be paying attention to know what you were looking for. And I've seen it more and more on other social media as well with videos. It's getting a lot harder.
It's creepy.
Yeah. It's losing that
really
uncanny valley a little bit. A lot of it doesn't quite have that uncanny valley feel anymore like it did earlier on.
Well, because the developments, right?
Yeah.
It is. It's so hard.
Thank
you, Jenny. That did have pretty colors. Of course. Noah, how dare. Want me to read that with you, Noah? Read it with me. I'm gonna start reading it on Saturday. Okay. What are they reading?
A Josh Malerman book. Something at the bottom of the lake. House at the bottom of the lake, I think it's called. I've only read one book by Malerman. It was a short story. It was really good though. That was the one I read, I think was narrated by Lauren Ezzo because it was an Amazon short. And she's another narrator that I really like as well. But he did a poll the other day, and I'm sure that's what it was. He has put it in the group somewhere. Hang on.
Loved your narration. Just wait for her to continue. I'm guessing that's Rosamund as well.
I don't think she's going to because they've cancelled the series now on Amazon. So I would be surprised because book 4 is where the series stopped. Maybe she will.
She may still. I mean, she'd get paid for it, so
yeah, maybe.
She may still do it.
Thing is, it's a lot of time to record.
Well, that's it. Like I said, it's a freaking work week. Okay, so they're planning their reads now. Since we're here, minus Hermie and Paula, the next read, oh, look at you with it handy.
Yeah.
I can't wait to color this one.
Whoops, I dropped it. What a shame. It missed it. Oh, thank you, child, for returning it to me.
Well, see, and like I said, I've got my pretty little colors and my sticky tabs for quotes and all my pens and my highlighters. And I am so curious to figure out how many pages I'm going to be able to skip in this. because I'm not reading the spicy bits. I don't need to know that type of stuff.
I might skip about 740 of them.
There's not that many pages to this one, oddly enough.
Oh no!
Does yours have a little excerpt of wing?
Yeah,
little bit at the back.
Yeah, it's 620 pages. I might.
That's it?
Yeah, 620 for mine.
Mine's
for the actual
626.
Yeah, not including the excerpt at the back.
No, not including. Mine's 626.
No, sorry, 624. Sorry, it didn't put plus the acknowledgements. It did not put page numbers on every page, which annoys me. I don't know why books do that.
What? No, okay. 624. The acknowledgements.
Yeah.
Are at the back. 624.
Yeah, this is my next read.
There really wasn't that much Boom Chicka Wawa in the first one.
No, there wasn't.
But I do remember in the next couple, it was definitely a lot more in graphic detail. And I mean, I'm 61. I figured it out. I don't need a book for that. Thank you.
I mean, it is aimed at a younger
Jenny
audience.
Still hasn't finished ACOTAR.
I want to hear Jenny's rant because I have a sneaky suspicion from the comments in the Boxer that Jenny's opinion may be closer to mine than other people's.
Well, I don't like Feyre. I mean, she's an idiot, and
no, I just mean
how she survives.
I've made a point of reading something Faye related before diving into this, so it can adequately imitate me. So, because it's going to, but that is probably my next read. I might actually start it tomorrow, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I think I'm going to wait until partway into November before, because it only takes me a couple days to finish it. Like, it's not an intense read, even though they're longer books. And I mean, I read them quick the first time because I had to get them back to the library. I knew there was no auto renewal on them. I don't know if they're still as insane popular. I would think so. But what I am finding this time, because I've already been through it once, but the different thing, well, same as reading Wheel of Time, because I know how it ends, right? So now I'm not so much focused on, well, what's going to happen? I wonder if now I'm more focused on exactly what's going on. And, okay, now I see where that came from. And rereading ACOTAR really made me realize, well, okay, I knew Feyre was a whiner anyhow. But in book one, Tamlin really is trying to help her. Like he offers in terms of the reading and writing, not to just do it for her the way she describes him in book two. And he's not trying to force her to admit that she cares or anything. He's leaving it very open-ended, not being pushy. Like he really in book one is decent about things.
In book one, he is a relatively decent elf. The problem is that Feyre doesn't like listening to people and doesn't take direction well. Is the best way I can put that politely. Or, in other words, she has no what's the word I'm after? Self-preservation skills.
Yeah.
She really, for someone who is I can feel it already. I'm getting annoyed just talking about her. For someone who is meant to be an accomplished hunter, there should be self-preservation skills there. Elves are hunters of people. You have no preservation skills. None. You're an imbecile. Should have fallen in that ditch and died in book one.
But that would have been the end of the series. But this is what I mean. In book two, she goes on about Rhysand and, he didn't, he was trying to help me. No, he wanted to bang you, and the motivation was you learning to read these damn notes. Like, snap a neuron, honey. Maybe two, just, for shits and giggles. Okay, we're going to talk about other books. I don't think I'm behind. That's how I feel. Yeah. showing her a staggering amount of patience. I agree. Like,
It's like he's
if it
dealing
had
with a
ended
toddler.
in book 1, Tamlin would not be the schmuck he turns into with choices and horrific things he does in book 2. But in book 1, he actually is quite decent, trying to save his people, save Prithian, and she's just a dingle. Like, even Lucian, and they're all telling her, don't do this or don't do that. And she's a typical brat.
You can't tell me what to do.
And here I am.
Yeah.
You know, and the other is, how'd she survive that festival? Rysand didn't know where to take her. If Lucian hadn't have found her, she would have been Fey food.
Yep.
Just saying. Lucian saved her, not Rysand.
And eventually she ends up being Fey food, just in a different way. But we shall move away from that.
After this comment, Mass clearly just doesn't know how to break them up without and that's it, right? I mean, she went above and beyond to turn Tamlin into something horrific.
Well, the other thing is, she is so protected by plot armor. And, okay, plot armor is a thing. It happens. It happens in Wheel of Time, actually, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Wheel of Time, though, explains why. It actually acknowledges that there's plot armor there and weaves it into the story in some way, with them all being Taviran, so the pattern changes around them to sort of increase their chances, or so on and so forth. It explains it, so it makes more sense. Mass, no, and she does it in Throne of Glass as well, which Noah is rereading and hating it.
He was saying
Yeah, he's not having a good time on the reread of it, which I find great, because I actually think that Throne of Glass is probably more enjoyable a read. It's not as well written. I will say that.
Yeah, I forgot that you had read. I knew that you had read one of her other series. Now, I mean, this is the only Mass that I've read, and I can't see me reading anything else by her. I mean, this series is just, the reread is because I'd done it once, everything came up, and I want to hear what other people's thoughts are. I mean, for me, that's the best part of reading. Even my nonfiction books is I love having the discussion and interaction with other people about it. What were your thoughts? What do you know? What did you find out? I mean, I can read a book and like be done with it, but I much prefer to be able to have, virtual tea or comments under a video, whatever, or leave comments to have that engagement about what was the material, because we all bring something different to each of the books.
Yeah. And the other thing as well is, it's like, so my issue with Mass isn't the plot holes, it isn't the stupid characters, because, Violet in Fourth Wing is a stupid character in many ways. But I just don't like Mass's writing in general. It just feels flat, if that's the best way I can put it.
Was it you, or might have been in the Voxer chat, when someone was saying about the world building that there isn't any? Might have been Jenny, I think. Mentioned that there really isn't, other than the map at the front, which is handy, but there really isn't. Certainly nowhere near like Wheel of Time, but to be fair, I don't care how much what their buttons look like, or how many buttons, and this, like, to me, that's way more detail than I need. But Mass seems to go to the other side of it, and other than wings and they're hanging upside down like bats, there really isn't. I mean, even the worlds for each of the Fae, right? They're daytime and seasons. Ooh. Wow, that's tough to build, right?
Which is really easy to do. It really, you feed the seasons into the personalities of the Fae that live there, and you link it that way, and then you have the natural. There's just so much.
We're going on.
She does it. She does it with Throne of Glass, where Throne of Glass, there's clearly a world there. It feels more, in a strange way, it feels more of an authentic world than ACOTAR does. Now, it does have a lot more books. I think it's 9 books in the series, but they are smaller books.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, there's a lot. I've only read the first 2. But there's clearly a world there that has a history. But it's like it's behind a thick pane of glass and you never bounce into it enough. So I want to know why you've got this massive ice palace. I want to know what happened in the war against the elves. I want to know where these magical bloodlines are, these portals. There's enough there for there to be history, and it's never in the first 2 books at least. There is a lot more books for me to go through. I'll ignore the next one because that's a prequel. I am going to read it though because I do have it on my shelf. But it's frustrating because the thing with fantasy for me is that fantasy works best when you world build around it.
Yeah.
Same with sci-fi a little bit. It baffles me.
This is why I'm not enjoying romantasy, because it's the world building that is the big part. And see, with Fourth Wing, well, other than wanting to climb Xaden, and Violet being an idiot, missing obvious clues, and yet she's supposed to be so smart and training as a scribe, and yet misses all the clues. But it wasn't until the last 130 pages where it started explaining about the world and the history and what was going on. That part of the book I enjoyed.
Yeah. And
even though Xaden was still there, and there's that tear-jerking moment with the dragon and the rider.
Yeah, the dramatic moments work really, really well in Fourth Wing.
Take care, Sue.
See you later, Sue. And I think it might help that I've done the audiobook version of Fourth Wing as well. And the narrator does do.
Hey, William, welcome back.
They have a way of, they could say, and she ate soup, and it would still come up like a dramatic moment because that's what that narrator's like. It's a bit exhausting listening to it, but every chapter ends dramatically, regardless of how nonsensical it is. So some of the inertia might come from that as well, which I will. And to be fair, I've said this before, there's only half point difference between my ACOTAR score and my Fourth Wing score. Only half-star difference, even though I slag ACOTAR off with a vengeance, and I tend to talk more positively about Fourth Wing. I will never willingly go back and read ACOTAR again. I would go back and reread Fourth Wing. So,
well, thanks for being part of the group and torturing yourself. You know, Jenny makes a good point. If they can't be bothered with fantasy world building, write a contemporary romance. And that's the thing, right? They're 2 very different genres.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
You can still do a fantasy romance, just have it in an urban setting. Because that requires by nature, if you do an urban fantasy with romance as its central core, you don't have to do as much heavy lifting with the world building because you just set it in now plus magic. And as long as you explain how the magic works, or at least you make it so it makes sense, at least, even if you don't explain it, that's fine. That's not an issue.
Well, see, Nicole's series, Midnight Detective, with Tessa, and it's urban fantasy, works beautifully. They're nice short reads, engaging characters, everything flows nicely. You know the setting because it's an urban setting that we're familiar with. And that was my thing with Fourth Wing, partly because I'd read different series like Divergent and Hunger Games and numerous others. As I'm reading it, to me, it felt like she was pulling from all these other series and just threw it on the wall to see what sticks and tried to incorporate it.
There's a lot of tropes thrown at the wall in book 1, and then it settles down a little bit in book 2, to be fair. Which is why I said in my review, book 2 is a better fantasy novel than book 1. It just needed to have 100 pages cut because the beginning of it was just retreading the same shit. Same in book 3 as well. I don't know how often you need to do the same 2 people miscommunicating. Doesn't need to be in all the books.
Yeah. Exactly. Whoops. All right, Jenny. Some narrators, can elevate them for sure. Like exactly.
I've
It
had one like
does
that
make a
recently.
difference.
I've had one like that this month. I'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay. Fantasy romance isn't usually bad, but more effort into the world building. Yeah, I mean, and that's the crux of fantasy, right? You have to have that building in terms of the characters, what they can do, what they can't, what it looks like. Another YA series, Mortal Instruments, is
Yes.
another one.
I have that.
And have you read it?
Nope. I picked it up because I found the box set dead cheap, but I haven't read it yet. I've seen the Netflix series.
See, I didn't watch the series. I watched a couple, but I'd read a couple of the books. The books I liked because, again, you could visualize what the buildings were like and what these characters were like. And I mean, it's not a series I'm interested in continuing with, but I did like the description of the world. That was a big part of it. And yeah, if you're going to write fantasy, you have to have that. You can't just leave it up to the reader to go, well, you guess what it looks like, and here's what's going on and whatever's in your mind. That's not how fantasy books work, at least not for me.
No, and the other thing as well with fantasy is, generally speaking, if you say fantasy, I mean,
let's do this, and then so Fourth Wing isn't a romance; it's horny teens. Romance comes from the sweet, quiet moments,
which it does have. In defense, it does have some of those, just not very many.
What book did you read? Because I don't remember those.
You get them more in book 2. But,
oh, see, there you go. I'm not reading book 2. Bless you. You read 2 and 3 for me.
Well, at the moment, she's obviously taking a break from writing it, so she's had another book come out in the last few weeks.
Oh, is there another one coming?
Oh, there's another 3 coming.
In the series?
It's either 2 or 3. I think it's 2. But
oh, Lordy.
The end of the last book was very controversial. I don't know why, because I actually think the ending is genius if you then go on and write it from a different point of view for the next book, which is what I would personally do.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it feels like at the end of book 3 that the sort of character arc that Violet has been going through has kind of come full circle. The whole not being able to, having to always rely on herself and not trusting others. It hits that full circle moment where you're now in a period of responsibility. You can't do everything. You've got to trust the people around you to do what they are capable of doing. And it hits that full circle moment. But something happens with her memory at the end of that. Her memory gets altered. And then Xaden and a group of them are gone. She doesn't know where they've gone. She doesn't know why her memory's been altered. All she knows is the person stands there and goes, I did what you fucking told me to. It's basically what they say. And that's the end of the book, which people don't like.
Because it's a cliffhanger, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at going, at this point, you stop Violet being your central character for the next book. She becomes like a side character. You tell it from 2 other friends instead and their perspective because they kind of know the story. And you go from there. Whether she'll do that or not, I don't know. And I know she's currently doing a load of hints online and little sneaky bits and pieces.
Hey, Gareth.
Hey, Gareth. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a year away anyway, at least till the next one. So,
see, and that's why I'm looking forward to getting back to the Dresden Files. I've only read the first 2, but with the series, I like all of them out. Because like this ridiculous TV 7-8 episodes, 1 season or 2, and then we're done. Life's short. I'm 61. I'm not investing my time in something like that. So either make sure there's numerous seasons or I'm out of there. Or
that's why I've never watched Lion King. It's just one thing.
You haven't watched it because we keep telling you to watch it. You know that one's a standalone, but nice try, Ven. Right, so Noah, we know, loved Fourth Wing. And again, it was his first fantasy,
Yes.
and he enjoyed it, which
Yes.
was a perfect point, right?
Didn't do as well with Wheel of Time. Understandably, very different books.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even in terms of the number of characters, detail, the length, you've got the Forsaken, you've got all your different characters. It's very involved from one to the other. But yeah, and I mean, and again, there's another point that comes back to this whole what should people have access to? Fourth Wing for some people is an amazing read. They love it. And I can't think of the channel now. I actually found him after you gave me the suggestion for the Akatar spoofs, summaries.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
actually a man who has read the books talking about his take on reading the books, which I thought was brilliant because mostly you see a lot of women talking about Akatar and this and that. And this is a guy who goes and finds all these books and reads them, going, hey, this is my thought. Yeah, Jenny, you haven't read it. You're such a character. Interested to see what you think of Carvelian now.
Yeah, I'm excited. So the sci-fi world, but so it's really interesting because I've read this month an indie book called The Dirge for Cassius. I think I've said the name right. And that's sci-fi. And it's interesting because quite often when you talk about fantasy, quite often it's like Middle Ages, Western Europe. It's generally where a lot of minds go as a rule of thumb because that's what we tend to read. It tends to be Western fantasy, and it tends to be about a certain age period. And you can kind of envisage that a little bit just based on what we've learned in history. You can't do that with sci-fi. Sci-fi needs to explain the world, but then sci-fi has the other step where they end up using these terms and you have no idea what they mean. So in Dirge, which I read recently, the first 30 pages, it's using words. It's like, what the fuck does this mean? I don't know what. And then once I got into the book and I began to see the words actually used in context or showing, I got into this thing. It's, oh, so it's a physical thing. Okay, that's the word for a ship. I understand this now. Then it makes sense. But you've got to, sci-fi kind of a lot of the time has an extra hurdle to get over.
Yeah.
Especially hard sci-fi as well. There's some exceptions to that. Stuff like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I think anyone could pick up and understand relatively easily. But sci-fi does have a bit more of a... If you go in hard sci-fi in particular, does have more of a hurdle for people to dive over, which is why I enjoy watching sci-fi rather than reading it. Whereas fantasy is the other way around for me. I don't really like watching fantasy that much. Strangely enough. Yeah. I watched some. I love Lord of the Rings. Loved them for years. That's kind of what pushed me in that way to read. But I would rather watch sci-fi and read fantasy than the other way around.
See, I enjoy, if they're well done, I enjoy both books and watching it. Now, Mark makes a great point. Sci-fi world building is much harder than fantasy. And again, because there's different elements, different factors. I'm thinking there as well. Vern, where did I just see the comment? Or Noah, it might have been in your sprint. No, I just heard it. Must have been someone's video. It was someone's video I watched this morning. Stewart's. There we go, about Vern and his trip to the moon, which is basically like a textbook of how to build a ship and get there. It's very detailed, measurements, precise, yada, yada, blah, blah. And I've read that a few years ago. Now, H.G. Wells' trip to the moon is hilarious with no specifics. It's just a silly story. They land on the moon, meet people, and all of this. And Vern used to slam Wells for not being a serious science fiction writer because it wasn't detailed and specific enough. So
Yeah,
that reminds me, because I have War of the Worlds here. I was planning to read it again this year, and it's going to have to wait because we've got one more day of October. Um, or I may read it at some point between now and next October. I love War of the Worlds, but I just read it for the first time a few years ago. I knew the musical and the movies way better than the book. And I
see,
just heard the radio broadcast for the first time this year. It's on Spotify, the
yeah,
1938 broadcast.
yeah. I've never actually read it. I've seen the films. I've seen the series. I've seen the spin-off series from I think it was the early '90s that was set after War of
Hmm.
the Worlds, which most people don't remember. Interestingly enough, it had the guy who took over as Highlander in the movies was in it as one of the main characters.
Oh,
And
Adrian Paul? No, the other
yeah,
guy. You mentioned it.
I can't think what his name was. It was whoever it was.
Lambert? Chris Lambert?
No, I think it was Adrian Parfitt. Lambert was the first one, wasn't he? And then
Yeah, he was
Paul took
Connor.
over for and then Paul took over for the series, didn't he? So it'll be
Yep.
Adrian Paul was actually in the War of the Worlds series, and there was a handful of aliens trapped on Earth after the ships were destroyed, and I think it only lasted I think it only lasted 2 seasons because it was expensive to make. So, and it just didn't. That's based on a video game, kid.
Yeah.
It's a good book, yes. You'd like it.
Well, yep,
But yeah, that's I forgot what I was saying now. My child's just thrown me. But yeah, I've never actually read
War of the Worlds in the series.
Never actually watched it. I also haven't watched the most recent War of the Worlds adaptation that's landed on Amazon.
Yeah, I haven't. I did.
I have
It
heard
is
things.
nuts.
I have heard they've done things.
Nuts. Honestly, it's 4 or 5 people on computer screens, back and forth. Like, they didn't have to worry about sets other than a couple of offices and people sitting in front of their computers talking like this back and forth. That was the movie. I was going to say I haven't seen it, and we just watched it a couple weeks ago, and I'm like,
that's how memorable it is.
Did I just watch?
Yeah, this is why I don't watch things, because everything is just rubbish.
That's why I've stopped watching things. But yeah, Shadowhunters is I can't think of the author's
Cassandra Clare,
name, but Mortal Instruments.
Yeah, Cassandra Clare.
Yeah. Ending of book 3 reminds me one of the seasons of Lost Girl where that happens to her.
That'll be book 3 of Fourth Wing.
Okay.
It's a memory thing.
Yeah, and Bob used to watch Lost Girl. He's more into TV. Like I say, I just can't be bothered to invest my time for.
I'd rather read a book.
Saying hi. Oh, Meeting Mouse, yeah, because Jenny's read the whole series.
I've not read any Dresden yet. I've got book 1 on my Kindle, but I've never got around to it.
I like it. I mean, I know some people complain about it. I loved book 1 and 2, but to me, Harry's just an interesting character. So I'm looking forward to reading more of that. Yeah, that's back to Fourth Wing is First Fantasy. Wheel of Time is a lot. And I mean, it can be huge, intimidating. Because especially if you have the Tor paperbacks, some of the pages you can't even see the freaking.
Well, the other thing as well, Noah hasn't read Lord of the Rings. So you have that as well, where you kind of. I read Wheel of Time first, like I did, but if you
I read Lord of the Rings as a teen.
Yeah, but if you haven't read Lord of the Rings first, or you haven't read much fantasy, you don't. Wheel of Time is not a good place to jump in general. No. I read a lot of D&D books when I was younger, so I read all like the Drizzt Do'Urden books by R.A. Salvatore and like the Spider Cream books and all the Forgotten Realm stuff. So that got me into that, and then I ended up bumping into a little bit of Wheel of Time, and then I bumped into Shannara by Terry Brooks, which they're the biggest books I own because I've got the anthology editions, which are about 1,500 pages per trilogy, so not small. And then I fell into Raymond E. Feist at the same time, so I was hitting all these worlds at the same time, and I was hitting video games that were fantasy based as well, like the original Baldur's Gates at the time as well. So I was immersed in that storytelling straight away, and that was also when Lord of the Rings the movie came out, which adds to sort of that environment, which we've had a little bit of that in the noughties with Game of Thrones, a little bit, sort of cultured that a little bit, but yeah, bouncing from Fourth Wing into Wheel of Time is a rough transition.
Yeah, for sure. It's
just from the pacing point of view more than anything else, because Wheel of Time is sluggish in comparison. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be into, even though I can knock them off in a short period of time reading them, partly because I don't read about the buttons and stuff, so I skim some parts, but they're huge, intimidating books, especially if you're new to the genre. Now, Gareth is also at book 3 of the Dresden Files. Dragons are fantasy. Yeah, but you still need a decent world, Noah. Dragons claim they don't take orders from humans while doing everything they're told. Yeah,
they're not, but
they bond. If you have something you bond to in life,
we have Noah arguing in the chat. This never happens.
Yeah, we do. And even though they're bonded, the dragon chooses who they bond with.
Yeah, there is other stuff which is going on in the background, which is hinted at in book 1. With like I can't remember what they called, sort of the leading dragons of the council, or whatever the actual dragon leaders are called.
Okay,
there is stuff with them that they blatantly are keeping away from humans, and some of that gets shown over time and it gets revealed later on. It is actually quite well done, but there's that many other things going on at the time. A lot of people don't see it, understandably.
Yeah,
to be fair.
And fire and flames, and see, yes, Noah learned, do not tick off Dragon Mama, or she will send you a text.
No, we were talking about that today, actually.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. I said to her, I didn't know this was coming. I did try and warn you to sort of do this a little bit more. You wouldn't listen.
Well, he listened. I was nice, mostly. But that'll be an off-screen chat.
Oh, it's fine. He said he's going to send it me at some point to read.
What's that?
He's going to send it me to read at some point.
The reasons why they started. Show my pal my news. Oh, Sci-Fi Universe is like, who are the corporations? Yeah, so many movies. Yeah. And I mean, that's it as a writer. I honestly can't imagine.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing, put that all together and then in words describe it.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing as well is like corporations, but that's only one way of looking at future sci-fi. That's like the cyberpunk version. Whereas if you go the other way, you hit Star Trek, the utopian, where it's basically there's nothing.
Yeah,
we all just go and do jobs because we want to do it, which is basically what Star Trek is, because they've evolved beyond the need for gold. At least they had till Deep Space Nine came along and went, we're not doing that anymore. And I like Deep Space Nine as well, just to be clear.
See, that one I couldn't get into.
The first couple of seasons I struggled. And it's the least Roddenberry part of the series, but when they went into like the Dominion War later on, and actually had a full season arc, that worked really well. And they should have done that with Voyager for me personally, because you stranded, and I like Voyager as well.
I liked Voyager. I like Janeway.
Yeah, I like Janeway a lot. There's actually a Voyager comic out right now, set after they've returned. It's a brand new comic that they've done. And she's actually come back for a cartoon as well called Star Trek Prodigy, where she and the Doctor as well both reprised their roles, and she's like was a leading person in season 2. So Mulgrew actually came back and did that.
Oh, Oh, that's pretty cool.
So it's meant to be really, really. It's aimed at kids. It's a kids' cartoon.
Yeah.
But it's meant to be really, really, really good. And she was very angry when it got cancelled by Amazon, I think it was, who owned it. I think who had the rights. I'm not sure, but.
Now, is Noah saying he's a machine? AIM?
No, it's because
AIM. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's getting flustered because he's trying to defend something.
Get like that Lord of the Rings, fun to squabble. I agree, and it's all in friendship and sharing opinions, so it's all good. War of the World. Yep, I've been listening to that all month. I'm going to be sad to put it away. Fiber Rod. Okay.
My favorite sci-fi world was Near Automata. So Near Automata is, I don't know if it's based on something else. It's a video game. Now, it's one I've not played, so I don't know a huge amount about it.
Okay.
But it was all cyborg and I believe AI and stuff like that. But there's a massive twist at the end that pushes you through another playthrough. And every time you finish the playthrough, it changes sort of the context. So you have to play the game through multiple times, but it makes adjustments every time, from what I understand. Not one that I've played because I am bad at that sort of video game. But it is meant to be very, very, very good.
There you go. Jenny enjoyed War of the Worlds. It's amazing. I mean, I love Wells. War of the Worlds, Time Machine. I've got the box set in the other room. Journey to the Moon. And there were two others. Oh, don't like Island of Dr. Moreau. But, I mean, that's animals and... Ugh. But in terms of the book and the concept, I mean, it was well written, but it was just a hard read for me. The twist was excellent. Okay, so that's the game. Gareth also enjoyed War of the Worlds, read it with Pat. Nice. Very nice. Remember watching Lord of the Rings cartoon? See, I don't remember a cartoon.
I have the DVD of that somewhere, the actual cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was from the 80s that it was made. I think it's terrible. But I remember it used to be like on Saturday mornings once every 3 months in the UK. Or whenever it was like half term.
Now, he felt like a little kiddo. Think of sci-fi as fantasy, but in the future. Yep, that's a good way of, yes, you're forgiven. You know you were.
For now.
Very weird with sci-fi. Don't scare the little gnome. Oh, see, now Gareth is saying DS9's his favorite. I am definitely original Star Trek, hands down my favorite. But that's what I started watching because of my age, right? Next Generation was okay, but Troy was useless.
So I was watching something the other day, and it was talking about a very specific episode of The Next Generation. I can't remember what the episode title is, but it's where Picard and I think Worf and Crusher come off the Enterprise to do a secret mission into Cardassian space, and they get captured. And they get a new captain in charge. And a lot of the changes, this captain came in and said, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Basically tore up all Picard stuff. Went, no, we're doing this now. Which, like, one of the first things was, let's get rid of the fish out of the ready room. And a lot of it, apparently, when they did this episode, a lot of the things that he did was because the cast didn't like certain things in the story. And it gave them narrative reasons. So one of them is Marina Sirtis, who played Troy, had been saying, I want to wear a uniform. I don't want to wear this because it's sexualizing me. So in that episode, it was them sort of giving the cast... So it's like Picard, Patrick Stewart didn't understand why Picard would have a fish in captivity when at this point in time, there was such a focus on the rights of freedom for all life.
Yeah.
So they used that episode to sort of remove some of the things that the cast didn't like, which I thought was really interesting. Amazing two-parter as well. That's one where you end up with Patrick Stewart naked being tortured by a Cardassian.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now,
Yeah.
the Cardassian.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the actor who played him, which is going to bug me because he's been in Doctor Who and he was actually the voice of the bad guy in Baldur's Gate 2. And his name's escaping me. But brilliant performance. And DS9 for continuous storytelling, because it had more reoccurring characters. Like Vedic Wynn was a horrible character. Like proper religious zealot, but she was the sort of character that when you have a bad character, there's some characters you just want them off the screen because you don't like them. You wanted her to get a comeuppance all the way through because of how well written she was. And I think that's why DS9 works in a way that other Star Trek doesn't, because there's not really been, or at least in the original sort of 4 series, they didn't do the continuous sort of David Warner. Thank you, Gareth. They didn't do the contiguous storytelling. They did a couple of 2-parters, but generally speaking, you didn't have that many callbacks to previous episodes outside like Q and the Borg.
Well, because they're always traveling around, right?
Yeah.
They're not on. And I like the idea of the Bajorans, and I like Kira as a character. It just, I don't know. I think by then I was moving off to other interests. I mean, I'd already been following the original and Next Generation. I did like Roddenberry's Earth Final Conflict.
I don't think I've seen that. I've seen Andromeda, which was based on Roddenberry's work as well, which is incredibly cheesy. But I love it.
Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah.
I read his bio and it's like, guys,
oh yeah, I don't think much of him as a human being, but I bizarrely did like that series. I don't know why it became a guilty pleasure like 15 years ago for me to watch.
Well, it was interesting because you have, and I can't think of the character now, but they talk about the way.
Yeah.
Magogs.
Yeah. The Magogs were like the alien monster parasite things.
Yeah. One of them on the ship, and then you've got Trans Gemini. It really irked me that the series ended just as they're heading to Earth.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
Horror sci-fi Roadside Picnic in Paradise one is good.
Yeah.
My mind, you need aliens, cyborgs, corporations, need it all for framing multiple planets. Whereas fantasies, it's just towns. That's a good way of describing it.
If you want a book that has the corporations and the cyborgs and the multiple planets, Bounty Inc. by Adam Holcomb, which I read about 2 months ago now because I got an arc of it. That has all of those things. It's it's a lot of fun as well, which helps. So it's not hard sci-fi, but it has that framing that works. So.
Yeah, that makes a difference. And I'm just are we not caught up yet? So I'm just kind of popping through. Think we're already turning into the Borg, and that's why I'd know is as a kid that would be the Borg. I really didn't like creepy.
I've not got it anymore, and I don't know what happened to it. But I actually had a box set of the videos of the Borg episodes from the Next Generation, and the actual box was in the shape of a Borg cube.
Oh, yeah.
The actual videos inside, that'd be worth a fortune now. Don't know what happened with it.
So Gareth's saying Dr. Moreau's his favorite Wells. Of course it is, Gareth. War of the Worlds. Yeah, Ben, for now. No.
It's you, Noah. You always do something.
His voice cracked. Katie. David Warner's the answer to was all about characters for sure. Whereas the others, they're always traveling. You've got your 3 main groups, the humans with the Federation, the Klingons, and the Romulans, and it was always back and forth. Ultimate Evil and Time Bandits. There you go. Hey, Margaret.
I haven't seen Time Bandits in so long. I was trying to remember what it was called the other day, and my brain just would not engage. I'll have to write that down.
I don't think I've ever seen it. And yay to being productive.
Hey, Margaret.
Margaret's going to be with me next Thursday.
Nice.
saying hi, saying hey. Yeah, we're going to be chatting about different things with what an author needs to know and publishers. There was a comment about index and table of contents, but I'm not going to give it away because that's what we're going to chat about tomorrow. And we have actually, now I do need to finish my library book. This is Vampires, Zombies, Werewolves, and Ghosts. I'm almost halfway through and I've yet to come up to a zombie story. I think the one I'm reading right now is, but there weren't very many zombies. But I'm really wanting to get to this one. I keep looking at it on my shelf. A Dream of Dracula in Search of the Living Dead by Leonard Wolfe, and it's nonfiction.
I've still not read Dracula. I've read Camilla.
Why do I talk to you?
I don't know. I've listened to Camilla, I should say. I audiobooked it.
It's a short book, like
I've not read Dracula. I've not read Frankenstein. I've not read Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Frankenstein, I just read. Well, I'd have to look at my book that's above. Might be 2 or 3 years ago that I've just read Frankenstein. Seen movies, knew the story, but just read it. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I just read within the last 2 to 3 years. Legend of Sleepy Hollow, that was of the classics. Oh, that was such a hard read, but I loved the story and seen the movies.
Yeah, see, I've not read that, but I've read retellings of it. I tend to read a lot of retellings of stuff rather than original works in my defense, because I struggle with classics, which I've said before. The language change, if I read the unabridged, I struggle with it because it breaks my reading flow up. Better with audiobooks on it, though. I found it with 1984 as well, which obviously I've read this year. But I struggled reading it more than I did listening to it last year.
Really?
Just because, even though the language hasn't changed that much in 60 years or whatever it is since it was written, it's changed enough for it to break my reading flow. I find it sometimes, actually, this is an interesting sort of observation I've had, is the certain urban fantasy books that I'll read sometimes set modern day, but in the US. And because of the language difference, because there is differences between the two, sometimes that just feels clunky to me, and I have to take a step back and go, it's not that the writing is bad, it's because the language is applied differently. And it's why I don't read much urban fantasy, to be honest, because I don't notice it as much if I'm in a historical setting, bizarrely. If the dialogue feels clunky, because I expect it to be, I suppose, a little bit. Whereas the best example I had of it was by Tracy Dion, and I can't for the life of me remember what the series is called. Legendborn, which is set in it's set in like an American university. It's got a person of color main character. Legendborn. There we go.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Margaret's comment. At first she had, I found the living dead. You can stop searching, and I was like, is she talking about zombies or Night of the Living Dead? Which something came up about that, and then I clued in. It's in the house being demolished. As in the East Wing for a ballroom, I believe. Tim Burton, Sleepy Hollow, yep, Johnny Depp. Love that. May have to watch that this weekend. Very spicy opinions, both sides.
Yeah, so it's interesting because
there's no longer exist.
Yeah, because there's a cultural difference UK to US anyway. And then on top of that, you've got the cultural difference from ancestry playing into it as well, which plays a massive role because it digs into Arthurian lore a little bit, interestingly enough, as well as other mythological laws as well. And you have this person of color character in a very white-dominated environment, so dealing with all prejudices of that as well. And there's just the odd thing in there, and I look at it and go, that can't be right. And then I've actually gone and then asked people. Jaleesa is one that I would actually go to ask questions about. And she's like, no, that's actually a thing. It's like, how is that acceptable in some place? Because it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
And it's just a cultural difference. It's just how diametrically different freedom is in some ways. And the
Yeah.
entitlement
And
to
see,
that.
people also need to remember, because a lot of you say America.
I do mean America for this.
But that's what I mean. You'll say America. I don't mean you as in, well, whichever side it shows up here.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will say America and mean Canada and America together. And we are not the same country. There's very different things, what's acceptable, what isn't. They're two very different countries, but have always, until the shit show started in January, the two have been meshed together, whereas now people are starting to distinguish between the two. But yeah, you're right, there is. And even reading the classics, although it's funny, and maybe it's because I'm Canadian, is as I read them, I don't notice much difference between the classics and the new ones. But even reading Shakespeare, because we did it in high school back then when they taught Shakespeare, we had the versions where one side was in everyday English and the other side was in Shakespearean English, and I could read either side the same. It didn't bother me, but for some students, what turned them off was the old
I
English.
hated Shakespeare.
Hated it.
Hated it with. Now, part of that is because they were plays. So why are they not in drama instead? That's, as I've got older, my logic is that should be linked into performing arts, not English, as a study. But I also think curriculum should be more integrated than they currently are anyway. That's my opinion. So
yeah, but there's more to it's.
There is more to it.
Shakespeare's plays, but it doesn't change the lessons about relationships, choices, acceptance. I mean, look at Romeo and Juliet.
But so we did it in language, not literature. And that's where the issue is, because you're using plays for language, and that doesn't work quite as well when you're looking at story structure in a bizarre way, because of the way. Because the other piece was Mice and Men, which is another book that I hate.
We didn't have to do that, thank goodness. I just read that in 2024 for the banned book thing, and I'm like, oh, this would have done me in school. It was short, but brutal. Important, but brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with Aaron. They shouldn't be read, they should be watched. I agree with that a little bit. I think not entirely, because, again, for me, the curriculum should be more integrated between the different subjects. So performing arts, specifically drama, should lean more into the English literature, and they should sync up a little bit better so that they inform each other. Not easy to do. So smarter people than me have probably failed to do that. Margaret asked me for an example, so this is a bit of a weird one.
British author is it? Yeah. Oh, can you remember the example?
So I'm going to show a picture of the character, if you can make out. So this is the main character, whose name is Brie. I had to read it then. So as you can see on there, she has very big hair, which is not unusual for people of color. And there's two things that happen. I think they're in more or less the same scene, where they go to like this house party. Someone first of all assumes that she's a servant because of skin color. That's horrific straight away. But they start touching her hair without permission. And this threw me because, and it might be because in the UK, we're not as touchy-feely as in the US. There's a lot more of a personal space thing. And I read that and thought, if someone did that here, their nose would be broken. Just not a thing. So I actually asked Jaleesa about it, and it's like, is that actually a thing? I said, no, I've known it happened to me. And it's like, girl, what are you doing? Like, it's like, and it just blew my mind, because from a point of just basic manners, you don't just go on people. And it's a weird one. That's the one that's has stuck in my head the most, and it doesn't make sense to me why anyone at this age, regardless, would feel that that's acceptable, with a couple of exceptions of people who are just assholes. You can take it over there if you want, kid. My child has just come and kidnapped Mark's book and wandered off with it. So that's the example that I remember clearly. There was a few things in there that I went, is that a thing, and had to go and investigate a little bit. But that's the one that stuck with me the most. But again, it's a cultural thing. In the UK, you don't enter people's personal space. You know, it's hard enough to get a handshake, especially after COVID.
Yeah.
So Noah will actually attest to that, because occasionally Noah will try and touch me. And it'll be, get off. Yeah. It'll be, I'll just look at him and he'll back off at high speed, because it's like, personal space. No.
Now, Margaret's pointing out we did keep the you in words, more of the lackadaisical attitude of America.
Yeah, you draw the pictures. You read the story.
On the spectrum. States is a hot pile of poo. Main links to the UK culture and attitude more than the US. And I would agree there. Yep, should be watched. Saying hi to Leslie. Steinbeck's prose, Mice and Men, better read than watched. Yeah, I wouldn't want to watch Mice and Men. It was a hard enough read. And I've never read any of his other works. It's just, it isn't that I don't think they aren't important or have good messages, but I'm 61. I got to pick and choose what I have time to read. I think a big enough deal's been made in the past in pop culture. Touching hair is known to be off limits. Yeah, I mean, just, you know, like you said, personal space. And actually, it was funny because it's been, over 10 years because I haven't been in the schools. But years ago, we did Go Blue, Go Bald in February it's a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish, and you get your head shaved. And the one year I had my head shaved, actually, both Bob and I did it together. We were on the stage at the high school where I worked, and my hair was as long as it is now. So you can imagine, it was awesome watching everybody's eyes get bigger and bigger as I became bald. But it drove me bonkers because everyone wanted to touch my head. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Like, get away from me and stop trying to touch my head. It was very bizarre. Keep your hands to yourself. Many Americans have trouble with that too. Well, and there's some Canadians, as to be fair, just want to love it.
Well, you know, there's toys for that.
Yeah, a box full apparently. That's some
get the
Canadians
the Dark Boyfriend book box that
I still can't believe that.
You get all sorts of toys in it. 6 months after you paid the horrific price for it.
Yeah, and that's still insane.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. You know, I'm sure it's more expensive than I said. I'm gonna have to go and double check it because it was mind blowing.
It's wild. Well, I have 2 more books to chat about. See, we actually got to books. We're doing damn good. And just coming up to 2 hours.
I know.
Twilight.
Yes, Noah, Twilight. That buddy read that you let me down on. Not that I was going to read my version anyway, but...
Well, it should be like Mortal Instruments. I mean, the print's big. It's... how much is it? Why do these new authors always think you have to have like a big honkin' forever? Why are there no page numbers here?
Are they at the top or on the side?
No. That's an upcoming book. 498 pages. But I mean, Edward, because I'm doing the vampire series, and I decided to pick it up and read it because I know Nicole is also a huge fan of the Twilight series. Me, not so much. And Twilight's, don't think I read the second book. I know I never read the others, but I figured I'd give it a reread and then Discovery of Witches I'll be reading again as well because there's vampires in there. So if I'm going to do this whole vampire thing, I may as well reread them. And it was only $4.50 for the book, so that wasn't bad. And it makes
I
me sad. I probably won't finish above Top Secret again. It'll be 2 years, but I'm almost UFO'd out after Elizondo pissed me off. At least I got it from the library and didn't buy it.
I mean, I think you should read The Fifth Elephant by Terry Pratchett, because that's a vampire story. Pratchett. That's fine. That's a vampire story.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you messing with me? What's in this book? Because I read ACOTAR because of you.
So this is from memory. Okay, so it's been a while since I read it. It is one of the Guards books, so technically you're jumping into the Guards bit halfway through, but that's not really an issue because they all work as standalones anyway. And the Discworld is set on the back of a giant turtle with 4 elephants and a flat disc. So
okay, you've told me about this. Yeah.
So the fifth elephant is basically you have these mines in this specific place where they're basically tallow mines, the fat mines, where the fifth elephant reportedly crashed onto the planet from space after it fell off the turtle's shell at some point. And it's set in a place called Uberwald, which is ruled by a vampiress. And it covers the vampires, their relationship to like the big city state of Ankh-Morpork, and the possibly relationship between her and the person in charge of there, who is a benevolent dictator, kind of ish. And you've then got some political sort of undercurrents as well from the dwarfs and a load of stuff going on with them as well, and werewolves as well, because there's werewolves in it. It's a lot of fun. And
see if my library has any.
It's a lot of fun. I love the fact that there is a character. It's not in that book, but there's a reporter character in the Discworld whose name I can't remember. But he's a photographer, but he's a vampire. So every time he takes a picture with the flash, turns to dust.
Oh, jeez.
So, but he loves his that. So he actually has like a little breakable glass locket, so that breaks into the dust, and then he reincorporates whatever the word is, which just amazing to me. Just so much fun.
Just imagine that book was used to train AI.
Oh, honestly.
Do you remember what we were which book we were talking? It wasn't Twilight, because I just mentioned that.
Thank you, Caitlin. I can't remember.
Margaret will tell us. Love Dark Star's video. It's that look she gave when she realized per box. Oh,
she thought box. It was. It was £500. So it was £492 a box. But at first she thought that was per year, and you could possibly argue 4 book boxes a year with a 9-karat gold thing, a toy, a book, candles, maybe, but no, it's £500 4 times a year, and you have to wait at least 6 months for your box.
Choice. Box related. I agree. Holy moly. Wow. Non-vibrating toy.
Yeah, but it is sculptured with.
So it just lays there. Like, what is that? Kind of, yeah. Somehow, except sadly, Margaret, these are Canadians.
Yeah.
Vampires, werewolves, Parasolverse. Don't suspect any here would fancy that strain of humor.
I mean, I just like vampires.
Well, and I mean, if they're well written, then they're good. I mean, I liked Carmilla, and I've been starting too many books lately again. Although I'm actually finishing more, so that's good too. But there was one I was just reading. And it was talking about the vampire being the first one, Carmilla is next, Dracula. But then Hollywood made Nosferatu in, is it the 1930s?
I think so.
1920s, 1930s. And of course, they didn't have the suave, fancy, but that's where this whole stupid daylight thing started with that movie. And then King followed it up with Barlow and Bryce with the Chronicles. And I'm like, there's so much more potential if they can be out and about in the day.
Just reduce their powers.
Well, and that's what Dracula was about, right? He could be out in the day. He just wasn't as strong. And I'm thinking, you have this whole, they sleep at night and just pass out, blah, blah, blah. How easy would it be to get rid of them?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, how do they manage to survive centuries?
Well, because they're the millionaires and they can control all the stuff to turn people against each other. That's
right.
You cannot tell me that Bannon in the US admin is not a vampire. That's
Which
all
one?
I'm saying. Steve Bannon, I think his name.
Oh, that
terrifying person, terrifying human being. Well, I say human being. I think I'm being a bit polite.
Between him and the little wannabe Castro and Navarro, I mean, they're all
Yeah.
Started a new one yesterday. Ooh, that makes 13. Nice.
I've actually ended up not having a terrible reading month, actually. In the
end.
I thought I was going to be, but I've managed to. It might help that I've hit a graphic novel at the end of the month, so they just shoot through at high speed. But I've hit 9 books this month.
Good for you.
And to be fair, Wheel of Time was 42 hours as an audiobook. And I don't listen sped up either. I listen at normal speed, which tends to upset people. But I like to hear the cadence of the conversation more. If I speed it up, it loses it for me.
And if I kept it at normal speed, it would just lose me. Like my mind would wander. I'd be thinking about other things, and then I just missed 10 pages. And on an audiobook, it's like, shikes, where did I stop? Evil vampire, yes. Romantic, yeah, I agree. Like, they're not supposed to be.
They don't even need to be evil. They just, and it's the same as with the Fae, actually, which is why Akatar annoys me, just to circle back to my hatred for Feyre. But they're meant to be almost alien.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because they're so old and they're so ancient a lot of the time. They're going to act on impulse a lot more. They're predators. They're not meant to follow the human rule set or mindset. And the humanization of these things is what irritates me a lot.
Well, and that's like this whole bond with Rysand and Feyre. She's a 21-year-old human. He's a 500-year-old plus, severely damaged, traumatized Fae. You're not going to tell me that's a match made in, well, other than Prithia. There's just no way.
No.
There's just no way.
No, it's baffling. In fact, no, I've given you the wrong recommendation for Pratchett. Carp Jugulum's the one you want to read, because that's got the witches in it. That's the proper vampire one. Okay, that's the one.
You'll have to write it. You have to.
I'll send it. Yeah.
Voxer, send it to me in Voxer, and I'll have to see if they have it. Parasolverse. Neither Jenny, just suave. Oh, suave, very fashion forward. Werewolves are Scots. Vampire or a troll. We have our own werewolves. They're called wolvers. Go outside while it's not raining. Enjoy the fresh air, Margaret.
Fresh air is good while we've still got it.
Thought she was 19. She's 19 in the first book, but she has a birthday. I think it's about 2 years' time throughout the series.
Speaking of time, I've been paying attention to Wheel of Time, and book 4
Oh, yeah.
is finishes a little over a year, maybe a year and a half after the start of the series. That's books 1 through 4. It's only 18 months.
Okay, yeah, because we were going to keep track of that because someone
Yeah.
was saying with the...
Yeah, they actually...
I mean, there's a lot of time, and you figure for the traveling back and
Yeah.
forth on foot and horse.
Yeah, but it's about 18 months, I think, by the time you reach the end of book 4 from the start of book 1, because they actually touch on certain things that have happened, because they go back to the two rivers in book, or Perrin does anyway, in book 4, and it touches on what's happened in that period of time since, and it's about 18 months. A lot happens in that 18 months.
Oh, yeah.
A lot happens in that 18 months. So that's just reminding me of the time mentioned then.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, because I'd forgotten about that. And yeah, well, I'm looking forward to the reads. Oh, actually, I have a few more here too, because I'm going to be doing a buddy read with Alan from Big Hard Books and
Clackix?
Yeah. Class 6 is trying to get Carlos Castaneda in there at the same time. It's a separate reality. Haven't read him in ages, so this will be a fun buddy read.
I've not read him before, so that's one.
Oh, have you not?
No,
Don Juan, and yeah, you won't like it. It's older, and yeah, it's older. It's like, I think, early or late 60s,
right?
And it's about him and peyote and other things and getting in touch with his spiritual side. I need to start The Vampire Armand for the Chronicle group read, but I'm going to wait till November the 15th when we have our live stream, because we're talking about Tale of the Body Thief and Memnoch the Devil. And if I start reading this now, I'm going to get them all discombobulated.
Horribly mixed up.
So I figure I'll wait on that. And then on Saturday to start my new year. Woo-hoo! So yes, my new year is 2 years before, 2 years, 2 months.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years. I wish the way this is going, but 2 months. So my New Year's Day will be with Leslie on her channel to talk about Memory Police.
I've got...
read.
So my next read is unfortunately Akamath. But I'm getting that out of the way while I'm off work, because if I don't read it at the start of the month, I will not read it. I know I won't. And then
It'll be a quick read, though. I mean...
That's if I finish it.
You'll finish it.
We'll see.
You're not reading Qualo, you'll finish Akatar.
I read Qualo and hated it.
No, the next one. The buddy book.
I'm not reading the buddy book.
Exactly.
I'm never reading him ever again.
You're not rereading The Alchemist with me either.
I might take it to the bonfire, to be honest.
Whatever. Get Dracula. We'll buddy read it.
I have Dracula on my Kindle. I do actually.
Cool.
So I've had it.
Read it.
I picked it up ages ago and then forgot I had it. And then
I've got with your Kindles. You don't even know what you have.
No. And then I have Alpha, which is by Chris Marchesi, who is a booktuber. Under a fictional escapist. They do a lot of indie coverage. So they've got their debut novel out next month. So I've got an arc for that. And then past that, I don't know what I'm reading next month. I haven't planned anything. So I don't know. I might read Mushroom Blues by Adrian Gibson. I will probably try and hit Wheel of Time as well. We'll see. I've got a lot of time off in November.
I've been wanting to read Wheel of Time, but there's between the UFO books I got into, now I'm into the Bigfoot books, and I've got other things. Aaron, you're listening to Dracula in November. Have you read or listened to it before?
Shy Trans Banshee.
See, this one's good. This is the John Green one I sent you.
Oh, yeah.
Photos of. And it's cool because the first few pages, this is published 2004. Yes? Yes, 2004. So there's a little bit of new information, but then the rest of the book is from his two previous books. And it's neat, and he included it because it's fascinating how 20, 30 years beforehand, what he was reporting on and investigating and finding is what they're talking about now.
Right.
And this really focuses because basically all they have are mostly these plaster casts and the odd video clips and things. But it's really, there was actually, I think, a TV show or a magazine that was offering a reward for anyone who could show them how to hoax or fake the footprints. No one collected because they can't do it.
Right. Okay.
As where some of the prints have been found, you would have to, and this is why they have engineers and other people involved. Where some of these prints are found, you would need a massive machine to have it go in that deep. Because other guys walking there, there's barely anything in the dirt. Like you can see maybe a boot print, but these things are like a half inch to an inch into the soil. And they're looking, and because some of these go up ridges and things, they're like, there's no way. You would need a machine or something to have that kind of pressure, that it's not somebody just walking around on, a pair of stick feet.
It needs the downward force to actually leave the mark.
Yeah. And some of the others, they're saying can't be hoaxed because of the length that it goes, and then, they disappear and all of that. But it's, how can they do these? No one saw them. And yeah, a whole lot of factors. So they're really honing in on, there hasn't been a body or this or that, but there's something out there making these prints they can't explain. And there's differences like in the toe positions. And it's like, if someone had wooden feet, there'd be no change. They'd be like the exact same.
Yeah, because it'd be a cast, wouldn't it, basically, that's forcing in.
Yeah. And they're talking about having measured the stride, and that's how they figure out the heights and things as well. And again, in order for someone to do that, like they'd have to be consistent in figuring out that stride that does not match a person's normal stride. It would have to be a creature much taller, much heavier. Okay, Aaron's saying he's read it before and listened to it. First time. Oh, read it at school. Don't think it was the Children's Abridged that we read. Going to be doing a live stream. Nice. Looking forward to that. Haven't read Dracula for years. I've read it again a couple times.
There was a really nice version of Dracula in Waterstones today, which I did not buy because I'm being good.
Ooh.
But other books which I'd forgotten about, which I am reading this month, it only came out at the start of August, is Shy Trans Banshee. Which is a follow-up to Board Gay Werewolf, which I read very early on and has one of my favorite covers of any book that I own, because I just love lime green on a cover.
Oh, nice.
I love that. And this is, I believe, set in the UK, which helps as well. It's got the same characters. There's a banshee on the loose, obviously, hence the name. I don't know why I've not read it yet. I wanted to read it this month. This cover's glow in the dark as well.
Ooh.
Which is quite nice. So that's my other, yes, you can take paper. That's my other read that I'm definitely doing this one. So that's three. That's three confirmed reads. And I
Yeah.
have borrowed something from the library, an ebook, but I can't think what the ebook was because I pulled it out yesterday. Because all the ones I actually wanted to borrow, I couldn't get because they all have stupid holds on them. So.
Not good, Ven. You mean you gave into the weakness of self-control?
I did. So today I bought 2 books today. Okay, I'm very proud of myself. And one of the books I had a £10 voucher for, so I spent a total of £8.
Which is not bad.
Not bad for me. Well, I got June, although I'm very annoyed at the fact that it has that was a ghost. The motion picture fake sticker thing there.
They do that.
But I've now got a physical version to remind me to read the damn thing. And then I bought volume 2 of The Summer Hikaru Died, which is a graphic a manga, which I believe is also an anime now as well. Which is really, really interesting because the idea of it is like it's summer camp. What these two I don't want your first place. I'm not that rich. And the idea is that these 2 kids, one of them goes missing in the mountains, then reappears after 4 weeks. But there's something slightly off, and it reveals right at the beginning of the story this isn't the kid. The best mate realizes this is someone's taken the kid's body, possessed it, but has really enjoyed like the last few weeks of being like having human interaction. They've never had human interaction before, and there's some latent possible romantic feelings between the two as well. But you've got this, it's like this new friendship because this body still has all the memories of before, but it's memories without experience. So when they have ice cream for the first time, they know what ice cream tastes like, but then they actually taste it.
Yeah.
But they then become dead. It is a horror. It is a horror manga. And the art does show that. And there's something else going on under the hood. And I don't know what it is yet. But I read number 1. Love you too, kiddo. I picked number 1 up at the start of the month and really liked it. So I thought, you know what? Let's get episode 2 while I'm out. I'll read that in a day. So, but the art is really, really good. So I might read it tomorrow, to be honest. That'll get me on 10 for the month. So
that's good. Yeah, I think I've actually got to 10 this month, which is the best I've done all year. I mean, I really didn't have participation with the Cousin-It read and watch thing, and I still need to do my wrap-up video. But to be honest, I didn't push it much. Everyone's had life, been busy, other things on the go. There's a ton of reading events and things in October, so
I've not seen any
good.
of them.
If nothing else, it motivated me to get my own reading done and watch some of my favorite videos. So it was all good.
I've not looked at any reading events this month. I'm barely looked at any booktube, which I suspect may be the same going forward, generally speaking.
Well, but you're crazy busy and got life and work and kids, so I mean, makes sense.
Yeah, and also every time I put a video up, YouTube just docks me subscribers every time. And not even from the video.
You mean you upload?
Yeah, I upload a video, and 24 hours later, without fail, I drop a subscriber. I've dropped 4 this time, which is really annoying. But I drop a subscriber, and it's every time I put a video up. And it feels like a conspiracy at this point.
Well, you could be me, put up 2 videos, and drop 100 watch hours.
Oh, don't. I've had that as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but tell me how that works. Because I actually, not that mine ever get big views and I'm back down to the 20 a video if I'm lucky, but tell me how it works that you upload 2 videos and your watch time drops by 100 hours.
I'll take it back. I've lost 5.
And people have watched.
I've lost 5 subscribers. YouTube's doing that thing again where it culls subscribers. So I've actually lost 5.
Yeah, but you know what? It does crazy things. And I just realized I've lost 3 channels that I didn't unsubscribe from. YouTube did it, which pisses me off because why?
No. I do wonder about YouTube sometimes.
No,
I'm curious. Sorry,
I
I've
wonder
just
about it a lot.
now that
And he's
that's
calling
dropped,
you a coward. You need to
that's
buy more
fine.
books.
I don't need to buy more books. I am hoping to record a
Oh,
bookshelf tour.
sorry.
Now,
I'm surprised you didn't do that with Wheel of Time.
to be honest, I actually saw a thing recently that was saying that Dune and Wheel of Time are the same book with a different setting. That's a take that I saw relatively recently, which I don't know if I've not read Dune, so I can't say whether I agree with it or not. But apparently,
It's
there's
been
a
so
lot.
long since
Apparently,
I've read it.
yeah, apparently there's a lot torn from Dune in Wheel of Time. Apparently, I might read it eventually.
Well, and like Jenny said, after you get used to heavier fantasy, it's not a starter book. Like Dune, Wheel of Time are not starter fantasy books at all. And it kind of blows my mind the size of some of these newer books. ACOTAR series, just to name one. Well, even Twilight. I mean, when I was working in schools, I worked with resistant readers. It isn't they couldn't read. They liked to BS and pretend they couldn't, but they could read. They just preferred not to. But there were some who enjoyed reading, but the strugglers, I mean, you see a book like this on a library shelf, you're not going to want to pick that up.
It's not very exciting just to glance at it.
But you know what I mean? The size of it alone, if you're a struggling or resistant reader, who wants to pick up a chunky monkey?
Yeah.
And most of these new YA books are freaking chunkers. Like,
right, stop.
There's a whole group that they're missing. And, well, actually, and I still have to do my Size Matters guys video. I mean, if you're a struggling resistant reader, what are you going to pick up?
Yeah.
Wells.
Well, it's something that a lot of the indie authors that I've read their books of this year, a lot of them have started to do is they'll release book one, and then they'll release a novella set just before it, as almost like a taster. So, which one did I read recently? It was by Noah Isaacs. I can't for the life of me think what it's called. The series is called the Tales of Aram series, anyway. And I've not read, but Katie.
I've read. Not wrong. Book size.
It's the series. I think on average are about 400 pages a book for books 1 and book 2. But he's done 100-page novella set just before that gives you an idea, almost like a taster of the writing style.
Right.
Dave Lawson's done the same, who I've had on the channel. ZB Steele as well did one called Inkling of Flame, which is very, very good and incredibly dark by Francis. And I've seen that a lot more, and I kind of think that's the way. Who else? There's a big author that's done something similar. Not big. God, what's her name? She wrote Serpent and the Wings of Night, which is a romancy book, specifically around vampires, actually. But it's actually of the romancy books that I have read, it is the best written by a country mile.
Nice.
Best written. And they've released a novella called Six Scorched Roses, which follows one of the side characters. And it's maybe 150 pages. And that's an easier sell to get into it than the 400-page main book.
Yeah.
Especially for younger readers as well.
Well, and this is it. And this is why I don't understand why there's some of these massive books. It's like, who are you trying to reach? Because struggling readers, it doesn't mean they don't enjoy reading or there aren't things they may not enjoy reading, but they're not going to pick up those massive books. And so they're missing out. And yet, H.G. Wells and Verne, other than 20,000 Leagues, I mean, these aren't massive books, but they're amazing stories front to back.
Yeah.
They didn't need hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages.
No, a lot of books have a lot of filler now, which can be a bit frustrating.
Stephen King. Jeez Louise, chop her down to half, save a few trees.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue the same with Jordan, to be fair. There's a lot of world building in there, which I personally really like.
Yeah.
And there's some little minutiae in the world building, which does play in later on. It can be something so tiny that you wouldn't even think about unless you're looking for it. But what book did I read recently? Fourth Wing Book 2. The first 100 pages of that could have been 30. And it would have come in at 500 pages, still a chunky book. But you have to... I don't like it. You see this argument in video games a lot now, where, it gets good after 12 hours. I don't have time to play 12 hours of something that's not great for it to then become amazing. Can we just have maybe 2 hours of not great and then it gets amazing? Do we need 12? Like, why are we doing this? It baffles me. And a lot of books, and you see this now where a lot of the sort of pace pickup is very backloaded as well, where you have build up, and it's like, fuck's sake, will something happen? And then it just goes wee and never stops.
See, now Devolution, or Devolution is probably how you pronounce it, by Max Brooks.
That's how we do it.
Have you read it?
No.
Right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Boom. The action starts. They go to this techno community. A day later, Mount Rainier erupts, and the story goes right till the end.
Yeah,
like there's no downtime. It's just boom, 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 boom. One of the best books I have read since the 70s. And yes, it's Sasquatch, so it ties in with my whole. But it was an awesome book. Like within 2 pages, you're in there, and it just keeps going.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mark's just said about, actually, I'll touch on Aaron's first.
Yeah, well...
So, Aaron has mentioned about the modern thing with books. That's actually true. When I did a bit of research, because to me, it felt like books were getting smaller. Well, that's because when I started reading fantasy, I started with the chunks. I started with the bigger ones. So, my view was skewed. And when I've looked into it, I expect fantasy books at least, and romance books as well, I suspect, because they quite often tended to be the Mills and Boone tiny things. Now,
the Harlequin romance were teeny. It wasn't these 700-page things.
Yeah. Whereas now it's like, 400 to 600 pages is normal. Not everyone has that much time.
Well, exactly.
And there's other things. Video games. Video games give you an immediate hit to your pleasure receptors, because that's how they work. Books don't do that as a rule of thumb.
Yeah, so you have to work at them a bit. So Noah's saying it's true, don't know where to go while waiting for book 4 of the Empyrean series. Why I go to Chronicles of Pern?
I will read book 1 with you, because I've not read book 1 of Pern. But Pern is sci-fi fantasy, interestingly enough. So
there you go. And Noah's asking how to build up to the chunky ones. It's just finding what you enjoy, really, I think, Noah. Basic prose, easy to read. Dune, Wheel of Time, dense with intricate worlds. Very true. We did say about size and books. Modern thing, most is pre-1990s, quite slim. Yep. Agreed. Hopefully, Draw the World books encourage people who don't read. And I mean, that's a cool thing too, is having, and although Noah would disagree, but you have that interactive element in the book, right? So you've got those pages, I color, I write, highlight, all that kind of stuff. But for me, that's the interactive experience of reading. I think it's awesome there's spaces to draw and be creative in a book.
Well, I love that. It's the one thing that books can't, unless you're really into reading, which, we're on BookTube. We're really into reading, so we don't really count on this. But reading isn't as immediately immersive for most people, because there's no visual stimulus there. There's no audio stimulus unless it's an audio book. Whereas anything that pulls you into the world, like which forces you to interact with the book in another way, that immerses you in it, and it leaves more of an impression quite often as well. That's, again, why a lot of people now will watch something, or they'll play a game, or they'll do something else, because those storytelling mediums are kind of easy to lose yourself in
Well,
without
like you
engaging the
said,
brain
they're
for a lot of people.
immediate, but it depends on the individual.
Yes.
Because I get the pictures and the audio.
So do I. No, it doesn't.
We'll
Interestingly
see,
enough.
and not everybody does, right?
No.
So for them, reading is a different experience.
Yeah. Well, the other thing as well is that you have to get a bit of a way into a book before you can properly kick into any visualization. You can't get it from page 1 most of the time. If you put on a film, you can tell pretty quickly if you're going to like that film, so you can turn it off again. So there's more investment in reading initially. There's more, I'd say there's more payback if you stick with it. For me personally.
Depending on the book, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's the barrier for entry is an interesting thing with books that you don't have with the other media because you don't have that immediate click. Because the other thing is, well, you're watching a film, what's the first thing of the film? The music score can draw you in straight away. So
and Jenny's saying Danny same doesn't picture things or have an inner monologue. And I mean, there's times I envy people who can do that, because it can get quite frustrating and distracting when you're having a discussion with someone or whatever, and you've got this whole movie and stuff in the background, and it's like, but there's no off switch. So, but on the other hand, if I didn't have it, well, I guess I wouldn't miss it because I wouldn't know I didn't have it. You know, it's 10 of one, 20 of the other. But yeah, I didn't. And it's funny, I didn't realize that I did that. I mean, I've always been good with faces, and photos are nice, but I don't really need them to see someone clearly in my mind. Like even my grandmother, she's been gone since I was 18, and I can see her now that I'm talking about her. Like it's just there. But I didn't realize about this whole other playing back in the movie thing until I started working with ASD students in high school.
Yeah,
and we started talking, and I'm like, yeah, I do that too. You know, it's
no, and sometimes if I can't hear it, I did this with Dirge that I read recently, Dirge for Cassius. I ended up reading it out loud at some point because it was sci-fi and because of the way the dialogue was, it didn't, and I needed to physically hear it. And once I'd read it out, and it was sort of book where the prose was one that I wanted to read out loud as well at times, which doesn't happen very often. And it's like once that, then it clicked and then it stuck. Especially if, like, when you see adaptations. When I read book 1 of Wheel of Time, Moraine's voice was Rosamund Pike's because I've physically seen it on thing. Same if when I read Lord of the Rings, it's those characters' voices that I hear now because I have that natural thing. And I think that, it fascinates me. I don't know how people cope without voices in their head. Personally, it baffles me.
On the other hand, they'd be, how can you handle that? And again, it's what you're used to, right? And like I say, I've done that all my life, but until I was chatting with some of the students, it was just like, oh, yeah, I do that too. And then, we're chatting with some, and it's, oh, not everybody does this kind of thing, right? It was like, it was, her mind sounds quiet.
I can't cope with quiet.
Well, see, and that's it. And I think, wouldn't it be interesting to find out if people who are have a lot of, hyperactive, always have to keep busy, if those are the folks who have the movie sound, and the folks who can just quiet, sit, and not have to do anything are the ones who don't have that whole dealio going on. Like, is some of our busy just to quiet the busy?
Yes. I can say that for me straight off.
Oh, but I entirely agree. I think the busy is sometimes because that counteracts the other busy.
Yeah. Like, turn the knob down on that volume and turn it up on that one. It's turned up the music so you can't hear the neighbours arguing.
Yeah.
Not sure
You
what that
find
says
the
about me,
things
really.
that work.
Yep.
Well, hey, we've been at this 2.5 hours.
We have.
We have, actually.
And we've mainly talked about books.
I know. There's
Quite
something
impressive.
wrong.
I mean, there is, but that's just the world in general, which we're
Yeah.
not getting back into again.
That's just a side note.
Yeah.
Well, at least we all have some good reads, and we've heard about reads from people in the chat, and we had a number of people popping in. And I still need to grab dinner before I hop over to Dave and Gareth's live stream tonight.
Well, what have I got to do? I've just downloaded a game. So
You and your multitasking.
Well, it came out, I think, today. And
See, I can't do that when I'm live streaming. I'm so paranoid about hitting the wrong thing that
I hit the wrong button all
I
the time.
don't.
But this is a sci-fi game set in the future where humanity is buggered off somewhere and corporations have taken over. So, and to give an idea of what this game is like, I know ages ago Margaret sent me a song based on the first game. And I'd recognize, I've played that game. And the second one's coming out. And in this game, you could earn floors as you play through the game. So say you keep shooting trees, you might develop a hatred for nature. So when you shoot natural things, you do more damage, but you have a disadvantage that plays off it. People who ordered this game early and paid the premium to get early access to it, once they get out of the tutorial, they get a floor. And it actually comes up on things. The company has discovered a flaw in your mentality. You have been infected by rampant consumerism. And it calls out the people who pre-ordered the game, which I love. Yes, it's Outer Worlds 2. I am so excited. The first game had like these characters that were sort of mascots for the companies. But their contract, they weren't allowed to take like the mascot face off or stuff like that. And it's like they had to rent their burial slots for after they've died and stuff like that. So it was proper corporate dystopia. So I'm really curious to see what they've done with this one, because the last one was a mess. The person who saved you was called H.G. Wells in that as well. Who was a mad scientist as a nod to Wells, the author.
Well, that's hilarious.
So I've downloaded it. I'm going to make sure my computer runs it tonight, and then that might be something I do tomorrow. And then we've got Monkey Island on Sunday.
Ooh.
So
what time Sunday?
I think it's 1 o'clock. It's either 1 o'clock or midday my time. It's one or the other. It's going to be a long stream though. So
now see. And there's the funny thing, because right now you're 4 hours ahead, right?
Yes, it's 9:39.
And we have daylight savings time on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
We move ahead on Saturday the 2nd. Pardon me. Sunday, November the 2nd. So November the 2nd, we get our extra hour.
Yeah, I'm doing it then because then it's the fireworks at the night, and I know this is a longer one from memory because it's chapter 4, and I remember that taking me a couple of hours last time just for chapter 4, and chapter 5's dead short. So Noah said I wasn't allowed to cheat and just upload my previous footage from last time I played it.
Well, that would be cheating. Jenny's going to be working.
Boo. You'll be quiet on a Sunday.
Noah enjoyed the stream.
Yes. Thank you for dropping in.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm glad you didn't get lost and could hop on. We haven't done this in eons.
It's been a while since I caused chaos on your live.
It has been.
In the near future, it will all be other people's lives that will be causing chaos. But that's for the end of the month, people.
What do you mean? And okay.
You know.
I do.
Other people
I'm
don't.
Not.
We're doing the book tease thing.
Yeah. Be good. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. A big thank you to Ven for joining. Tiki's happy. Her daddy's been home for a while, so she's probably boogieing around him for now.
Feed me.
Good help. It's so hard to come by.
Yeah. Not you. I don't want you to feed me, child. Honestly.
So, well, we're going to say